Now I request Dr. S.D. Sudarsan, Executive Director, C-DAC Bangalore, to give the closing remarks.
Namaste and good evening. It is indeed a privilege to be in this August gathering. The dais that is now filled up here has people whom we can listen to them for next 10 years. Still it will be flowing. That is the kind of people we have, such eminent experts. So thank you, Professor. First of all, for blessing us, saying that this will continue forward. And Banati sir is here. You have said you should continue. I don't think there will be any questions on that. And Dr. Prasant Mishra has specifically said, looking at the quality, we should continue. And we heard Dr. Ananda Mohan mentioning out of 80, we have shortlisted, if you see, hardly 15. That shows on a very specific topic of PKI, we are getting this kind of papers, and in that further restriction in terms of selection, the quality is there. And Dr. Das specifically mentioned Bindumada sir, because IEEE Bangalore in particular has created a team to improve the quality of technical papers, how to do it, review better. So he has been leading that, and we can see the efforts bearing fruits. And then this time IEEE Computer Society along with IAS, this was a unique combination in one sense, but in another sense it is a very mandatory combination, because anything without industrial applications, as mentioned by the chief guest, academicians versus what is in practice and the gap, it's very important. How do we address that? We already realized that we need to look at TRL 1 to 9 in a continuum rather than something that is seen in isolation. So from that perspective, this particular conference, spearheaded and guided by CCA, which is the statutory authority, they themselves coming and looking at how it should be taken forward. And as you could see from Nixie, we have the CEO himself, Sri Anil Kumar Jain here, who is actually taking into open market various technologies supported by government and industries. So the entire loop is closed. We are coexisting. And in terms of crossroads, I think both chief guest and our Professor Venimadhan, they brought beautifully how the crossroads are happening. The convergence earlier was actually lip service started, but any ideas fructify, and today we can see the coexistence of already demonstrated test beds, where you use a kind of QKD, a quantum channel for key distribution, and then classical channel for high-speed data communication. So there is a place for everyone, and the conference has brought it out. The focus has been on public key infrastructure, and this is something very relevant in COVID times. That was even discussed by Professor Jaideep, how COVID hotspot and data privacy as well as cyber security, they are all interrelated, how things can move forward. And the entire event, if you look at it, though the conference is for 2 days, we are fortunate to have a co-located events, a tech expo, which is started with a closed door discussions for cross-border communication across various things on 7th. And we had key people exhibiting some of the technologies. And then on 8th, we had specific interactions among select people to see how things can reach the market in a beneficial way. And the Tech Expo continued yesterday so that all the conference participants can also get benefited. And the people who are showcasing the technologies could reach out to the community, which is combination of academic research, startups, industries, MNCs, regulators, government authorities, professional bodies like IEEE, all of them got benefited. So I have to, first of all, thank everyone for being part of this wonderful journey. All planning has no meaning if it does not fructify. Here it has fructified so nicely. Till 1 week back, we were not sure, given the rains and the kind of publicity, with one sample, Bengaluru, becoming entire Bangalore, and as if Bangalore is become an island that is submerged in water. That is what was coming in. But the reality is quite different, and so thank you for being here 2 days, and that is an excellent thing. Let me say a few names, because success happens because of people working from behind. So we had patrons of the entire event. It started with Dr. Rajendra Kumar, Additional Secretary. He was also holding the charge of CCA last year. So last conference he instructed that this should be technically very strong. I want peer-reviewed publications which is internationally accepted. So that is where, not that we are not knowing each other, IEEE and CCA and MAITI along with C-DAC, this collaboration happened. So in true sense, they were the patrons, and the current CCA, Arvind Kumarji, he followed it up after taking over so that there is no let-up. And the Director General of C-DAC, he ensured that it is not one C-DAC Bengaluru because of location. We have other C-DACs participating in the expo, participating in the discussion today from Patna, from Noida, from Pune and other places. So the pan C-DAC presence also helped us. And the conference, I had not specifically mentioned so far, Professor Syam Sundar, veteran in various areas in theoretical computer science, all those things. He is the general chair. So he guided right from beginning, in spite of COVID, in spite of all the restrictions. He said, no, we will have a monthly meeting of all the key stakeholders, then bi-weekly meeting across substreams, and weekly digital update so that there is no let-up. It was almost like a, in current parlance, Scrum type of activity to ensure that in spite of various things that can go right or wrong, because we never knew fourth wave will come or not, things will move or not. So, so he supported, guided from behind. Thank you, sir, for all the great work done. And he came and he has been here since yesterday, full time, day before yesterday he reached. He arrived and he had discussions both inside, outside, and he has given further ideas on several collaborations. And the general co-chair, the Monday, Friday of the conference is Dr. Prashant Misra. Still I have not learned from him how do you manage work life and the professional activities balancing. Probably he is training his daughter with Odissi dance, how to balance, in various poses, managing in single leg, single hand. So thank you, sir, for all the pull push. And yesterday, for some reason, I could not physically be there. So he was also IEEE IAS chapter yesterday. So all those things he has done. Thank you, sir. And the technical program committee, we had two stalwarts, Professor Chandrasekhan from NIT Surathkal and Dr. Ananda Mohan. They guided the technical aspects of it. The organizing committee was led by, of course, Banati sir sitting here, along with Sri Samsuddin Khan, Dr. Saundra Pandian and Dr. Balaji from C-DAC Bangalore. Outreach, which is a very, very important activity today, getting a spot in media and reaching public in this information overload was very critical, and that was handled by Dr. Misbah from C-DAC and Prabhat Kumarji and Deepak Kumarji from CC office. They took care of it, and I think they have done definitely a wonderful job. And even now as we talk, I'm finding continuously tweets are happening and people are liking, retweeting and all is going on. And the entire administration and managing the funds, that was taken care of by Dr. Appaji. He is a veteran from IEEE Bangalore in general, but this time he represented Computer Society from this part. And Mr. Vinod Kumar from MAITI, Samsuddin Khanji and Mr. Sudhakar from C-DAC, they manage all those things, so I had to thank them. Then we had a web committee, and always issues comes with how the logos are to be organized, where it should be, what is the size, how it will look on Twitter versus on a web page. So Anup Kumarji and Bhupendra Kumarji, they manage the entire thing. We had a committee working on various facilities, starting from Ms. Divya and a complete team. In the interest of time, I'm not reading the names, but they were all from my colleagues from C-DAC Bangalore, because we're the host. And coming to the speakers, whom specifically everyone mentioned, we had a Dr. Foda, who gave a talk from New York University online. And after the talk, in fact, I heard many people over lunch asked, we never knew such a professor existed, and who is speaking in this area so nicely. So some revelations happened, not that they are not existing, just that putting the spotlight to the right audience, that was important, it happened. Dr. Saxena, fellow in the office of PSA, ex-SAG director, he gave a very wonderful talk on the crypto and its evolution and how it is all the way going towards quantum-based things. So he covered an excellent thing. We had Dr. Viswas Patil from IIT Bombay. And then today morning, true to the conference where did it reach industry, we had Mr. Sukumara talking about how digital certification and PKI is actually useful to industry and how they are practicing as a global entity and a multinational company. And that was very wonderful. Again, during tea break, I saw a lot of interaction between various participants and the speaker. Dr. Jakob Nielsen from Trust Zone spoke about various technologies related to trust. And the panel just before this that we had, led by Professor Veni Madhavan, had a combination of a lot of academic, industry, and the entire gamut of world, supported by Dr. Tapas from IAC, Dr. Srikanth from Purna Pragya Institute, Dr. Basu from IIT Kanpur, Mr. Animesh from TagBit Labs, and Mr. Prasun from Thales. So again, you can see MSME Indian company to international companies and the IITs, they are all becoming part and parcel of the thing. And Professor Veni Madhavan has come physically all the way, so it has been a great support from him. In fact, once panel was finalized and everyone agreed, he was actually coordinating directly with them. That shows his commitment. In fact, when the RSA keys were being broken, I have attended some of his blackboard teaching where he talks about how to see to the prime number and all. That enthusiasm has not gone down one even a bit in the entire year. So thank you, sir. We had Professor Ramesh Kari from New York University as well as Professor Jaideep Vaidya giving actual keynotes. That was wonderful. And we had a number of research papers. And because of the quality, the numbers were so limited that we did not have parallel sessions, so that there was no need to split the attention or choose between, actually there was no opportunity cost because everybody got 100% of their worth. So that way the committee did a great job of making the program so that you attend all the talks without any compromise. And we thank all the authors for the nice presentation. The Tech Expo had Thales, eMudra, Odyssey, Versys, Precision, C-DAC, ProDigisign and Care4Sign. And we thank you for being here for 3 days with the entire stalls. And today also many of them are here, they are interacting. That is excellent to see because it's a Saturday and for industry, every minute matters and they have spent their quality time. That is one nice. And we had a cross certification and all what I mentioned. It was great to have people from abroad joining online. They are also regulatory authorities from the respective countries, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Iran, South Africa, and the European Union. They all participated. And we also had a representation from Asia Pacific PKA Forum for that interaction. So that was very fruitful. Thank you to all of them. And various panel members, the logistics arrangements all have been wonderful. There are too many people to thank. So as we say, Paryantam they say in many of the slokas, to say that from start to beginning, I have just told a few names. That is the way it has happened. Just as a token, so that you know these people contributed. Of course, each one had a team. I will get the leaders only to get facilitated by the August gathering. So Professor Das, maybe if you can please felicitate Dr. Balaji. I will request them to come. Yeah. So we have Dr. Misbah. Yeah. Then we. So we have Mr. Anup. So you cannot miss him anyway. So he is C-DAC Bengaluru on Twitter. Yeah. So Mr. Gopinath. Where is Gopi? Yeah. And then Dr. Sanjay. So the team members actually probably will have something separately, because on a Saturday you have spent already this much time, and it is great to have all of you. And thank you all once again with folded hands. Namaste. Thank you. We look forward to you in the next edition, and we'll continue collaborating. Thank you.